So let me take you all the way back to the beginning. Hey guys, my name is Ben Kump, and you've probably seen me on Instagram or YouTube thinking, oh, here's just another jacked 20-year-old with his little fitness coaching business, right? And while it may look like that on the outside, I can assure you that what I do and what I've been able to do for my clients is something that no one else has ever been able to accomplish. But first off, I am no different than you. When I first started my fitness self-improvement journey, I felt so weak, unnoticed, and unconfident. When I was 15 years old, I tried out for my high school's varsity soccer team, right? I wanted to make that top varsity team, so tryouts came around and I remember exactly how I felt. Right? I was confident, I was hyped up before they started, and then once I got to tryouts, everyone looked massive compared to myself, right? Everyone looked so much bigger, so much more skilled, so much more confident with themselves. And I remember just during the tryouts, I felt tiny. I felt absolutely tiny, like I couldn't compete with everybody else because I was so unconfident, because I felt so much smaller than everybody else on the field. So I ended up making the JV team, right? Not that varsity spot, but I was still amongst the team and on the high school team, right? And so right then and there, I told myself, I never want to feel this way again. I want to step on that field and be confident with myself. Know that I can compete at my highest level no matter who the competition is, right? I myself feel confident and secure with myself. Then in 2019, as we all know, COVID rolled around, and this gave me the perfect opportunity to put my words into action. Right? I never wanted to feel that small again. I wanted to gain my confidence, become a completely different Ben, and COVID gave me that perfect opportunity to do so. I then made a decision that I was going to use every possible second of this time in quarantine to morph myself into a completely different person so that when the restrictions were lifted, I was unrecognizable. During COVID, my schedule looked like this, right? I would wake up around 9 a.m., I'd grab my computer straight away, crank out some online assignments, get a meal in, and then go straight downstairs to the basement gym. Now, my home gym today is obviously a lot better than it used to be back in COVID and 2019, right? But back in the day when I was first starting to get into lifting and start building some muscle mass, all I had was a set of 20-pound dumbbells, a barbell with some weights, and a treadmill. Right? It wasn't much, but I could work with it. But one thing I do remember that I wanted so badly, right, is a bench press. I wanted a bench and I wanted a barbell and a whole rack, right? Because you can do so much with it. But unfortunately, I didn't have one, so I had to make myself one, right? And what I did was I spread out my couches, right? I had a sectional couch, and so I spread out the couches so there was some space in the middle. I folded up some blankets, stacked them on top of each other, slipped them in between this space between the couches, and that was my bench press, right? The blankets were my bench. The rack were the couches, and all I would do is put my head in between the couches, unrack the weight off the couch, do my bench press set, and then rack it back on the couch, right? It was perfect. It was a perfect setup with what I had and what I was trying to do. So as you can tell, I was making no excuses. I didn't care what equipment I had. I was making up exercises left and right so that I could just get 1% better every single day. And ever since I first made that initial decision, right after tryouts, that I never wanted to feel that way again on the field, on and off the field, right? I wanted to be confident. I wanted to be able to look in the mirror and be proud, be happy with what I saw looking back at me. And since that day of making that decision, obviously I have fell in love with health and fitness and improving myself day after day, year after year. But it wasn't all just sunshine and rainbows right from the beginning, right? I had no coach, no guidance, and I made all the rookie mistakes. Bad workout routines. I didn't know exactly what to eat and how to gain weight in the best way possible. And I wasn't making results as fast as I wanted to because of this. But I stayed consistent, right? I learned, I applied, and most importantly, I just kept showing up, right? Day after day, year after year, and the results followed. Fast forward to now, it has taken me 5 years to get to where I am today, right? And I truly believe that I could have gotten these same results a little bit faster if, of course, I had the same knowledge that I have now, right? These past years, I have made countless mistakes. I've gone through multiple experimenting phases, just trying to see what works and what doesn't work. And that's exactly why I started my online business, Legacy Fitness Coaching, right? I want to help men just like me who don't know where to start, but they know exactly what they want. They know what they want to look like in the mirror, and they know how they want to feel, right? Improve that confidence, improve that satisfaction and pride within themselves. So my main goal now as a fitness coach is to help men over 30 get into the best shape of their lives, right? And I know what you're thinking. Ben isn't even 25 yet. How can he help me if I'm 40 years old, get into the best shape of my life, help me feel and look the best I've ever felt? And while that's true, I still have yet to be on this earth for 21 years, right? But my very first client ever was an ambitious 70-year-old that came to me and said, Ben, I want to grow muscle. I don't care how old I am. I don't care what everybody else says. Help me grow muscle, right? And ever since I started with this 70-year-old, he still is my client today. 9.5 months later, 15 pounds of lean muscle mass gained, 10 pounds of excess fat lost, and he is running 6 to 8 miles every single day. And again, he is 70 years old, right? But my main point is, ever since I started coaching this 70-year-old, I fell in love with coaching older men because of their reasons behind why they want to get into shape, right? People my age, men that are my age, want to get into shape for the wrong reasons, in my opinion, right? It's for girls or superficial reasons, right? But older people, more mature men, they want to get in shape for themselves, for their family, for their children, show what their bloodline is capable of, right? And that is exactly why I coach older men instead of men my age. It has been an amazing journey, not only for my clients, right, but for myself to see some 45-year-old, for example, one of my clients, go from unmotivated, unconfident, out of shape, overweight, to a completely different person, right? He shifted his self-identity, gained his confidence back. He's looking and feeling the best he's ever felt and looked in the mirror, and he's decreased his biological age, quite literally turning back the clock and completely transforming his life through health and fitness. And so that is exactly who I coach and why I coach these specific type of men, because of the reasons behind the lifting, the running, and the exhaustion. To me, health and fitness is not just a second thought or another phase that you're going to go through. Right? Health and fitness to me is a lifestyle, something you will continue to work on for the rest of your life. And ever since I started my own fitness journey, all I want to do is instill just some of my passion and knowledge into you. Fitness and health has completely changed my life, and that is why I am so passionate about helping others do the same. In Legacy Fitness Coaching, what we're all about is building a legacy that will be passed on to generations after you. A legacy that your kids and their kids will remember just because of how much of an impact you made with your own last name. So as you can tell, what I do is not just getting you abs or big arms or making you look good. It's deeper than that. It's creating a whole different lifestyle that you will be remembered for. Let's take one of my current clients, Matt, for example, right? Matt came to me wanting to look and feel better for a conference presentation for his business that was coming up in a few months. And as soon as he explained his whole situation, how he was feeling about his current self, and why he actually wanted to make a change with his health and fitness, I got him straight into Legacy Fitness Coaching. And after just 2 months of working one-on-one with me to prepare for his business conference presentation, Matt lost 20 pounds, gained muscle mass and strength, and totally quit his alcohol addiction. And this is only the beginning for Matt, right? 2.5 months is almost nothing compared to the rest of his life. We have both agreed to work 4 more months together. And in these 4 months is really where he's going to solidify all of these habits and building a new lifestyle, so that when our work together comes to an end, he tells me, Ben, I know enough. I have made enough progress that I can take it on my own. Right? I can take things into my own hands. I know what exercises to do. I know the correct form on these exercises. I know what to eat. I know all about my calories and macros and how to have just an overall healthier lifestyle. And that is my main goal with every single client. Right? I'm not trying to babysit and keep them for my whole life. Right? I'm trying to teach them as much as possible in a couple of months, so that when our time ends, they are ready to do it on their own. And that's just one example of what I've been able to do for my clients. I've helped Rick improve his health and improve his swing on the golf course. I've helped Cornell take his already amazing physique to the next level. And of course, Michael, who is 70 years old, gaining muscle mass, losing fat, and still running 6 to 8 miles every single day. My point is, it is never too late to start your own personal fitness journey, right? Like I said, 70 years old is my oldest client, right? And then it goes all the way down to 28 years old. There's a huge range, meaning that you fit into this range and that you have no excuse. Age is just a number as long as you believe that. You can completely change your life if you start improving your health in small ways that will compound over time. So after all of that being said and you getting to learn more about who I am and what I do, I'm not just going to take anybody on as a client and bring them into Legacy Fitness Coaching, right? I have to resonate with you. I have to relate to your reasons of why you actually want to get into shape. I only want to work with men who want it bad enough for themselves, but they just need a little push to get themselves in the right direction. And I also want to just throw this in here as well. If you've ever hopped on a call with a fitness coach just like me on Instagram, right? You hop on the call, you're expecting great things, and it's not even them on the call, right? It's one of their closers. They're trying to close this sale for the person you thought you were going to talk to. That is not how it works inside Legacy Fitness Coaching, right? It is all me getting to know your situation up until hopping onto a call. And then of course, it's me on the call talking with you one-on-one, figuring out what your situation actually is and how I can help you improve your health. I've been in many situations like that before in the past, right? With mentors and things like that. I'm texting them in the DMs and they're like, yeah, let's hop on a call. I'm like, that's great. I would love to talk to you, right? That's real time and I can ask real questions. And then I hop on and it's not even them, right? They say, oh, I work for so-and-so, right? But I can get you on this call and we can get you on board and then you can talk to him. And I always just hated that, right? And so that is not how I run my business. Of course, it is going to be me talking with you and coaching you, right? Because that's how it should be. So if you're ready to make this decision for change, if you're ready to take this next step, apply to join Legacy Fitness Coaching below this video, and I'll be going through every application myself, making sure you fit all the requirements, and of course, seeing why you actually want to make this change. And if you fit all the requirements, I'll be reaching out to you. Thank you for watching, and I hope to be working with you soon.